Sending data. Sending data. Online! Hey, online. That is a good word. That is a word that I like seeing. All right. View event. Copy. There we go. Okay. There is from Cardiff. That's fine. There's that. There's that. I'm not sure it will be necessary. I was gonna say necessary to, like, I don't know, talk like a weird person. The same thing. Yeah. I don't know. I just repeat what I said, Jack. You know, as since the All-Star game was moved from Atlanta this year. Oh, look at that. We got somebody signed up for 2 more teams, so that helps. Hey, welcome. We are about to do the announcements for the general managers of each team. I just need to open the chat, and we're just waiting for people to roll in. So how's it going? I am Kuhan Luke. This is RLM Jack S. We are from the Commissioner's Office. Jack joined the Commissioner's Office at the end of last year because we were like, hey, this is a cool guy. Or 2 years ago now. The end of last TDG. It's been 2 years, yeah. I got a notification the other day that it was exactly 2 years since a photo of me in Fort Collins. You know, COVID. It's actually funny. So I'm looking right now at the 2 years ago on my Google Photos, and it's showing 2 pictures from AMC because our escalator was busted, and I was taking pictures of our escalator. And then one of me, I had worked 2 doubles like the 2 days before going on to the TDG, so I could, you know, get paid. I worked 20 hours in 2 days, basically, like 24 hours in 2 days, so I could, like, have a little money on that paycheck. And then a picture of me in Denver with a Yankees hat on, because the first trade was me to the Yankees. And then me and Joe meeting for the first time. Yeah, so I flew to Denver with a bag full of hats and clothes. Yeah, unfortunately got lost, you know, and exactly, yes. Thank you for running with the bit from a year ago that nobody yes-anded 2 years ago. 2 years ago. The bit from 2 years ago that Dan immediately shut down the second he heard it. He's like, so if your luggage got lost, why does Naim have all of his recording equipment with him? If you are watching, please let us know in the chat so that we can, like, get started and stuff. Oh, cool. That is a thing that I need to put in here. Copy. And where is the name of this team? There it is. Paste. Can't hear Jack. Thank you.
Terrible cry.
Now you can hear
or
Jack.
Or possibly a blessing.
Solved. Problem solved.
As I was saying, that's a terrible cry or possibly a blessing. You could not hear me.
I had the Jack channel muted. I have now unmuted the Jack channel.
I'm sorry, dear listener.
It's fine until a car passes by and then everybody hears the car.
Yeah, sorry. I'm joining you. It's an alfresco stream today. And probably for most of the week.
Yes, and also Jack refused to show his face. He wanted to be blurred in case he admitted to committing war crimes.
definitely that, and not a mildly thrown together at the last minute streaming setup. No, not at all.
Did you catch my wonderful newsroom reference?
Yes. Thankfully, there's no clock.
No, yeah, there's no March Madness happening in the background.
No.
I've been rewatching the newsroom, so I just happened to rewatch that episode, like yesterday. General Stamtanovich.
Wow, I would not have remembered that name in 1,000 years.
As portrayed by Stephen Root.
All right.
Who you may know better from Barry.
No better from
Barry?
where, sorry?
Also on HBO?
No, I don't believe I have seen this. Then again, as you are well aware, my TV. Okay, any doing gonna happen at the moment.
This person never registered officially, and that's fine. He's in, but I don't know what his Reddit name is because I think he changed it.
Well, this is interesting.
Is the person you had a friend who was signing up to be Rays, right?
Correct.
I am going to copy paste this name to see if that's the person. I'm going to send it to you in
Sure.
Discord.
Thank you.
Yep.
That I don't think so.
Well, that's the person who
I
registered.
could be wrong.
The only person
Was
who
that
registered.
today?
That was today.
Okay.
Oh no, it was yesterday. Last night.
Then it was not the person.
Gotcha. Well, that's the person who
Well, someone
registered.
else has signed up.
So that's the person I might end up announcing
All right.
because other person did
That's
not
okay.
register.
Other person, I'm sure, will be interested in following along the game, even if said person is not playing as a GM. Or might be interested in co-GMing, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, it should be fine. All right. Do I have a pick around me, or am I gonna hand this? Am I gonna go bareback on this guitar?
Yeah, you're taking about 60 of them a second. And throwing them to the internet, wildly so. Nothing.
What?
Wonderful. Do I have a pick around me? You're taking 60 of them a second, sir.
Oh, picture. Got it.
There you go.
I did not. I was like, they're frames. They're not. And I'm also only taking 30 a second. So what is he even talking about? I'm kidding.
Do you see what I deal with? I'm looking at my microphone. I take back my comments, even jokingly, about lack of professionalism.
I usually have guitar picks near me. There's usually more than one around me, but I don't see one at all. So, oh well. Let's get started if I can find the.
I don't know why the rest of the stream has been so well prepared.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually. It's funny. It's. I'm gonna pretend it's on purpose. That the stream is gonna look a lot better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just like how 2 years ago we were all in different places for the first stream, and then the second stream suddenly we were all in the same place. It's a great bit.
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna get started as usual with our theme song, which also happens to be the theme song to the Paramount Plus original series, iCarly. I know, you see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air, I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful. It's all for real, I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation, it's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. Every time you just see the bright side of every situation. your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it on me. Just leave it on me. Leave it on me. Hello and welcome
Salutations.
to Trade Deadline tonight. I am Kuhan Luke. That is RLM Jack S. down here in the corner. I made myself bigger because I'm going to be doing most of the announcements. But how's it going tonight, Jack?
It's going okay. Been an all right day so far. Looking forward to the week to come. Definitely nice to have something to look forward to these days.
Absolutely excited for the trade deadline game.
Indeed.
Jack, once again, if you don't know, didn't follow the entire history of the our baseball trade deadline game, Jack just randomly signed up as a GM. As a GM? I think as a player first, right?
I think it was both within about an hour.
Yeah, so Jack just sort of randomly signed up as a GM for the 2019 trade deadline game. Did you sign up for the Marlins? Or did you just sign up like, hey, I'll do anything, but here's the Marlins, I guess?
I signed up and accidentally was really looking for the waiver system that we then introduced that you then introduced that year. But because I was brand new to baseball, brand new. I watched it on and off for years, but never really
Fairly
had a
new
team.
to baseball,
so
yeah.
I was just like, I'm interested in the baseball. I don't know who I want to actually follow. So the Marlins had, I think, the fewest signups and didn't have a GM. So I said, forget it. Let's do that. Why not?
And then over the last 2 years, obviously. Literally, it was very funny the way that it happened because, again, so 2 years ago, Joe and I flew to Fort Collins, Colorado to hang out with Alex, who is both of them are commissioner emerituses. No idea if either of them will be back next year, but they both still hang around. We're all buddies.
Yeah.
But so we flew to go hang out with Alex, and Alex was like, "Listen, Jack really gets this game, and you showed up on most of the streams that year."
Yeah,
and
it was definitely a bright spot and a rough point in my time.
Yeah, and so it was like, we should just add him to the office of the commissioner. Like, let's not forget to do it like we've done with many people in the past. Let's make sure to get Jack in here immediately. And we did, and Jack has been a great addition to our friend group as well as to the commissioner's office. You helped commissioner for the 2020 hockey trade deadline game.
Yes.
Was your first taste at being
which
a
had
commissioner.
no ill repercussions at all. I'm sure no one noticed anything out of the ordinary immediately following that game.
Yeah, correct. Yes. It certainly wasn't our fault.
No, not at all.
Certainly Jack didn't eat the head off a bat. So, this year's trade deadline game, we have commissioners. Not commissioners, obviously. We've told you the commissioners. The commissioners are also on the subreddit. Myself, Jack, Whoa, It's a Factorial, also known as Jeremy, Professor What, Joe, who will be, again, Commissioner Emeritus. He's around. Don't ask him for anything, but he might yell at you. Young Joe Bonsai.
You could ask him for things. He might not answer.
Yes, he might yell at you for even if you don't ask him for things. Sometimes Joe likes to even when he's taking a step back, be the bad cop. So that might happen. Also, young Joe, Bonsai Joe, and Commissioner Dan, Tom Riddler will be the commissioning crew as always.
Of course.
We've got it's right in front of me. We also will announce the reporters right now. We might add more, we might not. But so far we have 5 reporters chosen. And those
I genuinely haven't seen this yet.
those reporters, I should just send this to you right now. Those reporters are Michael _ Pemulis. Good guy. I've met him in person. We have John Hyman, who is not John Heyman, but is a
returning good voice.
Returning good voice, John Hyman. Yeah. Alpha Pack 23. Cough, cough, cough. I believe both of them also have either GM'd or reported in the past. and Some Asian Kid 99. Those are our 5 official reporters so far. We may add more. We may remove some, possibly doubtful. We rarely remove reporters, but there might be opportunities for us to add more reporters. By the way, feel free to report on things you don't know. If you're not a reporter and you just want to pretend to be a reporter, that is the best way to become a reporter.
Yes, it is.
Because we've done it in the past.
Also, it's the most accurate simulation of the real world reporting sometimes as well.
Sure is. Yep. I definitely remember in one of our early seasons. First of all, I remember kicking a reporter out because I said, if you report this factually exactly as it is, you will be removed from the subreddit. because I was sick of just like straight fact reporting, because that's not fun. That's not the point. No. But I also remember somebody being added in as a reporter and telling them, I want you to be Chris Broussard, who at the time, as an NBA reporter, still is an NBA reporter, but at the time was like very famous. Like that was right as he was sort of building his bones as being really dumb. I believe Chris Broussard was the one who had the report about Mark Cuban like texting. Was it DeAndre Jordan?
You are asking the wrong person.
I'm asking the chat more than I'm asking you, Jack.
Okay,
don't worry.
Good.
But yeah, it was like Mark Cuban is texting, like frantically texting friends and family of X player, and Mark Cuban's like, "I'm in Pittsburgh," or whatever. I don't think he actually said that, but he was like, "No, I'm not. Also, I have his number. Like, this is terrible reporting." I don't remember if it was Broussard or somebody else, but it was like one of those things where I'm like, we want you to just like BS your whole way through it. So, all right, time for our GM announcements. So we'll go alphabetically by the subreddit, I believe, because that's the way that it's set up in the Google Sheet that I have up. So first up, the Arizona Diamondbacks will be represented by Bonsai Joe, Young Joe, who is a member of the Office of the Commissioner,
the show.
Also a Arizona sports fan, despite being in and of Pittsburgh. And
possibly having never even visited that time zone.
The Mountain Time Zone? The only time zone recommended by the Office of the
Commissioner? The Mountain Time Zone with its strange things to do with Arizona.
Yes, I believe Arizona does not observe daylight savings time, so I think they're still Mountain Standard Time.
This is a long-standing bone to pick with me.
Absolutely. I have a friend who also hates time zones, and he had a meeting. He lives in St. Louis. He had a meeting with somebody in Arizona, and they told him 4 p.m. And he was like, I don't know if that means 4 p.m. St. Louis time, 4 p.m. Mountain time, or 4 p.m. Arizona time, which are all different times.
Yeah.
So I was like, did you try emailing them? Anyway, so Young Joe will be the Diamondbacks GM. Always great to have him back. The Braves general manager will be Quick Cantaloupe, returning from 2019, former moderator of the Braves subreddit. No longer a moderator of the Braves subreddit, but still a perfectly fine general manager. Great person. In fact, the moderators of the Braves subreddit had initially suggested him. He wasn't sure if he could commit the time, and I sort of talked him into it. So,
all right.
So Quick Cantaloupe will be returning as our Braves GM. The Brewers GM, another returning name from 2019, Master Cashier. Did you work any Brewers trades in 2019, Jack? Do you remember 2019? It was a long time ago.
I occasionally remember 2019. It's a fond memory, but it's a little bit blurry. I may or may not have had a few things to drink at that point. But no, I believe I had some trades with the Brewers. I didn't have that many, as the Marlins, I believe, from memory, had 23 signups.
Yeah.
So not enough to trade with every team from the start, but I tried to do it by the end.
Cool. Our Buccos GM for the Pittsburgh Pirates subreddit r/Buccos, returning GM from early. I believe he was our very first Buccos GM. I believe that's what it says in the in his sign up. In 2015. Yeah, he GM'd in 2015, hasn't GM'd since, but he's returning. It is Emo Batman Forever.
It's a magnificent username.
Great username, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen him around our baseball and the associated subreddits. So yes, that is our Pirates GM. Our Cardinals, after my own heart. In fact, I don't know if you can tell that I'm wearing a Cardinals hat right now. It is blackout Cardinals
It's quite
hat.
visible.
But normally I would be doing hat changes throughout the evening, but all my hats are over there, and I didn't want to go and grab them all to do the hat changes. But Cardinals GMs will be myself and Hack, Return of the Hack. We will be tag teaming the Cardinals. Yeah, if you are a Cardinals fan on r/Cardinals, both of us are pretty busy, so we would be willing to abdicate duties if you want to join. But yep, that will be our Cardinals contingent. Moving on to our most hated rivals, the Cubs, Shy Cubs. Those will be Mawfugga Jones and Swishmon, returning once again from 2019.
I remember both of them very fond.
Yeah, great team. They're good together. They get shit done. I like them.
Yeah.
Otter Hooligan says, never bought a Phillies hat after last TDG Kuhan. That is correct, and I feel bad about it. In fact,
You did, however, buy me a St. Louis hat that then caught fire.
That is correct, yes. Which now I'm allowed to hate your ex for. No, they didn't mean it. It was fine. It's fine. Not a big deal. All right. Cleveland Indians. We have once again a tandem for the Cleveland Indians, and that will be returning from 2019. Khaleesi
Sarahi is how I've always pronounced
You just
that,
met her.
I have just now realized, yes, but I've just realized I don't think I've ever said her username
Nope.
out loud.
I know Khaleesi. Khaleesi's the easy one.
That's that I
Yep,
got.
and then also Leap Year for Science will be helping her out as the co-GM of the Indians. By the way, of the Cleveland of r/Cleveland Indians, which I'm sure will be a subreddit that will have a different name once again in a year.
It will. I'm sure it will have a different name in a week.
Yeah,
well.
it's tough. By the way, Otter, yes. So I just recorded a segment for the Our Baseball podcast with Cardiff Lorda, and definitely talked about how I feel bad about not having bought a Phillies hat after the 2019 trade deadline game. I'll get around to it. Khaleesi says Leap and I will be a super team. We'll see. Yeah, hopefully. Also for r/Dodgers, this is the person whose name I did not get for the new for his current Reddit username, but he knows who he is. It is Evan, returning GM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he uses the same username as he used to because it had too much of his real name in it. So as long as we say Evan and not his last name, I think we're good to go.
Got it. I believe so as well.
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Yes, but yes, Evan is a regular GM. He's done so in the past many times. Yeah, good to see him back. The Kansas City Royals GM. Once again, if you would like to be the Royals GM, let us know, because our current Kansas City Royals GM very much would rather not. But it is our good friend Jimothy Riggins. Jimmy will be coming back. I don't believe he's done it since the first year. So he'll be coming back to help out and GM the Kansas City Royals. But very, very good friend of the trade deadline game. Obviously a moderator of r/Baseball. And one of the early fans of the game. In fact, the very first game would not have run without him. There's just no way.
Yeah. Also, just one of the best guys I know.
Yes, I call him my own personal Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Just a fact. That's just a thing I do.
This is wonderful.
All right, the next is r/Mariners. And the general manager of the Mariners is one RLM Jack S. Jack.
Hello, that would be me.
That's you. How you excited to run the Mariners? You
I am indeed. I have form with M-named teams.
Well, as we said earlier, you weren't a big baseball fan before, but now you are. You would consider yourself a Mariners fan, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So excited to have you running the Mariners.
Very excited to do that as well.
That was
definitely
a team.
Have a couple of ideas for trades.
Once again, returning for Motor City Kitties. I believe she's done it every single year. She might have taken a year off, but I believe she's done it pretty much every single year. It is Akio or Akio 7. I don't know how she pronounces the spell because Jim Dale pronounced it differently than they do in the movies. So I don't know. Akio is how I've always said it because that's how I say it in the movies, but I always said Akio before the movies. So whatever. Doesn't matter. Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling's a turf. Who cares? Returning.
However she says it said is the
returning for r/Nationals. Once again, a long-time general manager. I believe not since the very first year or second year, but since the third year, he was, I believe, the White Sox GM, and then he's been the Nationals ever since. It is Admiral Jones 42. We love Jonesy. He's the best.
Indeed.
my absolute favorite moment, which we still continuously reference, is Jonesy not doing anything for the first day or two, and then just showing up on day 3 and like, sup fuckos, which is just incredible. Love it so much.
Love that.
Returning for the New York Mets, it is Slightly Awkward, _Quird, will be our New York Mets GM. He has, I believe, co-GM'd many, many years in the past, previously alongside Joe Bestar 21, I think. But Joe Bestar, and I think there was another Mets co-GM that used to work with them, and may come back, I don't know. But right now, the only one we have listed is Slightly Awkward. If he has more friends that he wants to add in, I'm happy to do so. As long as he trusts them to be his co-GMs, not my problem. Unless they're the worst, in which case it will become my problem. Unless they turn out to be MJG13X, and then it's a problem. Hey, Slightly Awkward, right there in the chat. Cool. Our New York Yankees general manager, somebody who I did not realize had been a GM, and later became friends with completely separately through a different thing that we do, and that is PJD7510. Good guy. I like him. He's a good person. That's all. I think he's great, and it was really funny because like I posted like, hey, anybody wants to be returning GM in the last year's 2019 Discord to be like, hey, if anybody wants to come back, like you guys obviously have preference because you know what you're doing, etc., etc. And he's like, yeah, I was Pirates before, I'd like to be Yankees this time if that's possible. And we didn't have another Yankees sign up, and I know he's a Pirates and Yankees fan, so I was like, because I know him, and I'm like, PJD, how long have you been in? Have you been here how long have you been doing this? Did I not recognize you before? I just completely forgot he existed. It's incredible. I somehow started typing. Command Z. There we go. Our Oakland Athletics GM, also returning. He used to be on a different team. He was the Red Sox GM in 2019 because he was a hockey GM before, and we just needed the bodies. And that is Ryan the Great One Reeves. Jack.
Very apt name. He's great. Fantastic to work with.
Yep.
So much fun.
Joe also was very excited.
Also really good at getting stuff
when he came
done.
back. Yeah, he's great. Very good GM, good dude, fun guy to talk to. Our Orioles GM once again returning from 2019. Yes, also known as Stick in various internet contexts. So Otter Hooligan says Sticky. I'm sorry. I just saw a tweet that says Stone Cold Creamery Stephen Austin. That's so dumb.
That's magnificent.
That's so stupid. Our Orioles GM once again returning from 2019 is Lord Karamat. I believe a moderator on the Orioles subreddit, certainly a name I've seen many, many times on our baseball and associated subreddits. Good to have Lord Karamat back. Our Padres GM, returning from my trunk, it is Ikakium.
I was going to make the joke if you didn't.
Yes, Ikakium, who I've allowed a computer and now lives in my basement.
Ah.
Yep, that's correct. Yes, I've allowed him water and food and drink. He's gotten so much older.
Wow.
Was it 20? Was that 2019 as well?
Must have been.
I feel like that was further. No, it was 2018. I think 2018. I think is when he.
No, it was definitely 2018. Sorry, definitely 2018.
Yeah, 2018 is when he first joined us. I remember doing some of those bits from my cousin's apartment, but I did most of the 2018 trade deadline game from my brother's house at the time, which also was an Airbnb. Very complicated. Anyway, Ikakium 2018 and 2019 GM returning for 2021 for the Padres. Thank you for Ikakium. We appreciate you.
Yes, excellent at keeping your trunk warm. If anyone needs that
it's
service.
great. It's great. Yeah. Our Phillies GM going to be trying her hardest to get all of the commissioners back on the Phillies. However, it won't happen because as the Cardinals GM, I'm just not going to do it. It is Otter Hooligan. She's been waiting to hear her name all night, I'm sure. Our Reds GM, a first-time GM. Is this our first-time GM tonight? Everybody else has been returning. Our Reds GM is our first-time GM. We do have other first-time GMs. But first-time GM is Butternades. I believe that's how that's pronounced. Butternades or Butternadis. I'm guessing Butternades. He is really excited. Or she. They are very excited for our upcoming trade deadline game. They signed up to be a GM, signed up to be a reporter, signed up obviously as a player, which a lot of people in all positions do. But yeah, they seem really pumped.
Is this did they? Do we know? Is it easy to find out? Did they play as a player previously? Is this their first year?
I believe
in everything.
I believe it's their first year in everything. No. I think they did play as a player before. They checked. Do you have participated before? Yeah. They said I've had great experience in nearly every other sub. I'm signing up for any position I can take because I love this game. So we love you, Butternades. Honestly. I liked their responses so much that I was ready to make them a reporter if we had another Reds GM that I already knew or that had already done it before. Because I think the responses, I think they'd probably make an even better reporter than GM, to be honest. But I think they'll make a great GM as well. I'm excited to see them.
I look forward to working with them.
Our Red Sox GM is currently we have Snischup, Snissschup. They've never participated before. Their first time everything. So I'm excited to see if how they do. They're also willing to give this position up if somebody more experienced is willing to come in. They're very happy to do so. That's what they said in their thing. But if somebody wants to take them under their wing, I'm sure I know Commissioner Emeritus is willing to.
We were sent a style.
We were indeed sent a style guide. Would be willing to take them under his wing to maybe help out a little bit. So I'll let him know that we have a first time GM that if he wants to just guide them a little bit early on, that might work out. But I know once again. The last 4 years, he's been I want to have a smaller role in the trade deadline game, and every single year he's just had a bigger and bigger role.
Yeah, he comes in and confirms the most trades.
Yeah. To be fair, 2019, I don't think he planned to have a smaller role because we all flew to one place to do it together. Our SF Giants GM returning once again from 2019, and I believe 2018 as well. I believe they've done it more than once. Is Pineator. Who works very hard. Pineator got the all-NL trade done in 2019, and I'm sure is going to try to get an all-30-team trade done once again. We'll see if it happens. But Pioneer is our Giants general manager. Once again, glad to have them back. The Tampa Bay Rays GM, another first-time GM, potentially a first-time player. Once again, they checked. I have not participated, but I'm not sure that everybody understands if that, like, whether that means have you been a player before or have you been a GM or reporter before. But it is Call Me Foof King. Their blurb said, I believe the Rays don't get as much attention with how good of a team they are. Doing this can get people to notice how good the Rays are and bring possibly some more fans. And that is the name of the game. I think that's a great response, because that's exactly what we want to do with the game. That's what we wanted to do with Jack, for example. We want people like Jack to come in and either be a fan of a team or not a fan of a team, and just come in and be like, look, I want you tell me who I become a fan of. And then, you know, and then Jack chooses the Mariners for some reason. The SOG is real.
Because apparently I hate myself.
Apparently. Another returning general manager is Eli Fad 18, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's the ELIFAD, Eli Fad, I think. 18 is returning from 2019, adding on Redditor 1022 as their co-GM. I don't know if Redditor 1022 did before or not, but
on Earth. Sorry.
No worries. It wasn't the motorcycle that distracted me. It was as a Discord message. That was a motorcycle, right?
Yeah, I think. I don't know for sure. It was a motorized vehicle of some description.
From here, it sounded like a motorbike. Could have been a car, I guess, but sounded smaller than a car. Yes, so Eli Fat 18 and Redditor 1022 will be the co-GMs for the Texas Rangers. There's another automobile. There they go. Or I don't know if that's an automobile or just a Sky pickup. It doesn't matter. Our Toronto Blue Jays representative. Once again, we have a returning GM who was very kind and gracious and willing to take any team. And that team is the Toronto Blue Jays, and that GM is Killer Queen 182.
Woohoo!
She did not GM a team in 2019, but she's back for this year, and we're glad to have her. And finally, the last GM we have to announce is our White Sox GM, a first-time baseball GM, but a returning GM from the hockey trade deadline game.
I thought I recognized this name from somewhere.
Yes. That is Cordy Babe 420, blaze it. She was the Blackhawks GM in, I believe, for the first time in the 2020 trade deadline game for hockey. I don't know if she did it before or not, but she definitely was a hockey GM who's now going to be a first-time baseball GM. I think she did it for the first time in the hockey trade deadline game last year. So we're glad to have her as a returning GM. She did great in the hockey trade deadline game, and we're glad to have her back for the baseball trade deadline game. And Otter Hooligan and Khaleesi Sarahi are both very excited for both Queenie and Cordy. So,
yes, of course.
Yeah. So those are all of the GM announcements we have. You might have noticed that we had a couple missing teams. Angels Baseball, Astros, Colorado Rockies, Let's Go Fish, and Minnesota Twins. We do not have a GM for those teams currently, so if you are a fan of one of those teams and you are watching, which I don't think is happening because I believe everybody watching is just a previous GM, or a current GM actually, then let us know, sign up. We will put it in the thing as well, in the threads. So for now, those will be handled by the Office of the Commissioner, but we would be happy to have an Angels, Astros, Rockies, Marlins, or Twins representative. We also, I'm sure, would be happy to potentially slide somebody over to a different team if necessary. So, like, if you really want the Dodgers, I'm sure Evan would be happy to slide over to a different team as needed. As well as the Blue Jays. I think Queenie would be willing to slide over to a different team. And I think Jack would like the Mariners, but I'm sure Jack would be happy to slide to a different team.
Yeah, I'll move if I need to, but I'd like to be with him. At the very least, I do have a couple of ideas that I would.
Yeah. So, or Diamondbacks. Same thing with the Diamondbacks. I know Young Joe has done the Diamondbacks in the past. We also rarely get very many Diamondback signups, so I'm sure it's going to stick with Young Joe. But I'm sure we'll be fine with handling Angels, Astros, Rockies, and Marlins and Twins by ourselves. So let's go a little bit inside baseball before we wrap the stream here. Let me head to TDGDB.com. Not easy to say. TDGDB.com. We have 512 users registered so far, which is pretty good. I'm sure we'll see that number climb as the game begins. Signups by sub, the most signups right now with the Yankees, followed by the Cardinals, Blue Jays, and Mets, both with 30. Phillies, Padres, Braves. And then it goes sort of down from there. But although, all those are in the... Actually, yeah, Reds, Nationals, and Red Sox. Those are all the teams with 20 or more signups. There are some, 19, a lot in the teens. Diamondbacks have 2, Twins have 5, A's have 5, Rays have 6, Buccos have 7, White Sox have 7. And then no trade clauses by sub. I expected the Astros to have a lot of no trade clauses. I'm not shocked by that. But I did not expect them to overtake the Yankees this year. I thought the Yankees were going to still have more, and it didn't happen. Only 12 Astros users signed up, so there would not a lot of those guys would get traded. So far. Yeah, but the Astros sub is not super happy with our baseball these days, and I'm not surprised. So they're not. So yes, Astros with almost a fifth of users have put Astros no trade clauses in, followed by Yankees, Cubs, Dodgers, Red Sox, Phillies, and Mets. And those are all the ones with 20 or more. Also, Cardinals are right after the Mets. I don't want to pretend that I'm stopping at Cardinals because they have... I just stopped at the number 20 and then saw that Cardinals had 17. So, yeah, so that is a little bit of stat breakdown and such. Is there anything you want to talk about before we wrap up the stream here, Jack?
Not particularly. I'm looking forward to the week. I am keenly aware that I do have to be awake in 4.5, 5 hours, but...
You have work in the morning?
Long day. Yeah, I have work in the morning. But as soon as I'm off work, we'll be making trades, and... looking forward to that.
Yep. We are hoping to get trading started at 6 Mountain, I believe, is the time that we announced.
I believe that's the case.
We'll see about that because I've got a bit of a night ahead of me, and I don't know who's going to be up right away, but we are going to work on that. We also, all of the GMs and reporters will get the invites to the Discord tonight. So I will DM every one of you tonight. And we will get you into that. So thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for joining. Jack, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yep, and we will see you tomorrow night for the beginning of trading. Bye, guys.
Indeed.
Hold on. Speakeasy outro. All right. No,
excellent. That's